Hello, my name is Vittoria and I work at Euronext, the Pan-European Stock Exchange in sustainable finance and ESG, and I focus on how to integrate sustainability into capital markets to drive long-term value creation for our more than 1,900 issuers on our 8 markets. So I focus a lot of my time on the adaptation part of climate change. But recently, what has really grabbed my attention is how do we actually finance the companies that will solve climate change? And because the majority of these companies are startups, I've been introduced to the VC world, and it is specifically why I want to join Baby VC. So I have a background in biochemical engineering, so I've always been very fascinated by the science of climate change as well. But what I want to understand better is how do we actually value these companies that are at super early stage with very high technological risk, very high development cycle, and super high capital intensive. And so this requires a very different valuation from the traditional one. And so I want to understand this better. I also want to understand better the VC world more broadly, because for a company, it is the very start, so the very early stages, and the journey to the IPO is very long, and I want to understand this better. What I can bring to Baby VC, I think, are two main things. So firstly, the capital market perspective and the accessibility that I have through Euronext. So I know very well what a company requires to get to the pre-IPO stage from an investor perspective, from a regulation perspective, from a disclosure requirement perspective. And that can be helpful for companies at the very early stages. But also I want to, I had a first glimpse of what a startup world could look like at Euronext, because I developed the Euronext trading game, which is a trading simulation platform for students. And this gave me a first glimpse of how to build a company from scratch. And I really want to understand that better. So I hope you take in consideration my application, and I'm very happy to further discuss this with you.